Hard work is praised by people who already won, and weaponized against people who haven't. If effort alone created wealth, the richest people would be construction workers, farmers, and nurses. But they're not. And that contradiction is the first clue that something deeper is going on. Most people think they're poor because they're not working hard enough, a belief that feels moral and comforting, but hides a more uncomfortable truth. Effort is not the bottleneck. Leverage is. And once you see that distinction, you can't unsee why some people escape the game while others grind forever. This isn't anti-work. It's anti-delusion. The goal is to show why hard work mostly increases exhaustion, not wealth, and how wealth is actually created through positioning, systems, ownership, and psychology, explaining why smart people stay broke for decades while others scale quietly. We can break this down into 3 layers: why effort is structurally capped, what leverage really means in the real world, and the psychological trap that keeps people stuck in low-leverage games even when better options exist. Hard work is linear. 1 more hour gives 1 more unit of output, and there's a physical, cognitive, and temporal ceiling with only 24 hours a day, which is why salaries plateau, promotions slow, burnout rises, and systems reward replaceable effort rather than infinite effort. Look at the hardest workers in society: daily wage laborers, factory workers, gig workers. Their problem isn't motivation, but that their effort is disconnected from upside, because they're paid for time, not outcomes, and time is the least scalable resource on Earth. So if effort doesn't scale, what does? Leverage is when the same unit of effort produces disproportionately large results: code, media, capital, systems, ownership, one decision or asset, creating repeating outcomes without repeating effort, because wealth isn't built by working harder inside the system, but by owning pieces of it. 2 people can work equally hard, one earning a paycheck, while the other builds something once and lets it compound. And over time, the gap looks like intelligence or luck when it's really leverage at work. Ownership is deeply misunderstood. Employees trade effort for certainty. Owners trade certainty for upside. And while hard work feels safe due to immediate feedback, ownership feels risky because rewards are delayed. So most people choose psychological comfort over long-term leverage. This is where people get stuck, because hard work provides identity, grinding, hustling, deserving success. But the market doesn't reward deserving. It rewards value multiplied by leverage, and effort without leverage becomes a moral story that replaces strategic thinking. Low-leverage games feel busy, respectable, and exhausting, while high-leverage games feel uncertain, slow, and lonely at first, leading people to overwork inside broken strategies instead of redesigning the game, optimizing effort instead of questioning structure, until hard work becomes a substitute for thinking. The real question is never how to work harder, but where effort compounds. One blog post that ranks for years, one scalable skill, one equity stake instead of a bonus, one system instead of repeated labor. The uncomfortable truth is that most people stay poor not because they're lazy, but because they're loyal to low-leverage paths, confusing motion with progress, and choosing familiar suffering over unfamiliar uncertainty. Hard work is admirable, but without leverage, it's a treadmill, and treadmills don't take you anywhere. Wealth isn't about doing more, it's about choosing better multipliers. And once you understand that, effort becomes a tool rather than a religion. And if this changed how you think about money, the next step is understanding how leverage compounds over time and why most people miss the window.